Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have another diamond in the rough. His name is Jett Stanley. He is a defensive lineman out of Sacramento State. Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, very interesting name in Jett. That's certainly interesting. So hopefully we can get around to figuring that one out so people could understand that. But obviously, Jett, coming off of a great season, looking to do it once more this upcoming year. So before we get talking about anything else, set the stage, tell us where you're from, and start walking us through your journey.
So I'm from Brentwood, California, in the East Bay Area, and I went to Heritage High School, graduated in 2018, and I got recruited to Sac State along with my identical twin brother Jordan, and we both decided to go to Sac. We really loved the community there and the coaches that were recruiting us. It was close to home, and we really enjoyed going there, and it's been one of the best decisions we ever made.
Cool. I kind of want to backtrack to your time at Heritage High School. Some of the things that your player profile lists is that you participated in other sports,
Mhm.
including track and field and swimming,
Yes.
which I thought that was quite interesting. Talk to me about your days at Heritage High School. Being an athlete there.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Heritage High School was meant to be a junior college when it was designed, but it became a high school just because there's a lot of students out there in Brentwood. And the facilities were nice. Everything was new. I believe the first graduating class was in 2018. So everything was still relatively new. And being one of the first ones there, it was really nice. And as far as swimming goes, I decided to do swimming with my brother because my mom went to Fresno State on a swimming scholarship and she begged us just to try it out.
Well, I mean, I guess that certainly works out for you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
um, uh, so does the apple far from the tree or what? I mean, did you guys do well with that sport or what?
Yeah, actually, we both of us, it was our freshman year when we did it. We both made varsity and we actually had to compete for the letter for high school. And my brother got me by less than a second.
Wow, that's gotta be rough, man.
Yeah, still stings.
Well, it's okay. Obviously you're at a stage right now that, maybe a little bit better of a football player. No offense to your bro, but I mean, we'll maybe talk about those things. Um Interesting. Dude, give me this story about your name Jett. Because the thing is when I first think of your first name Jett, like I'm thinking to myself, this dude better be fast. So where'd you get that name?
So it was my dad who actually fell in love with it. And I believe they got the idea from John Travolta's son. He named his son Jett. And my dad had a deal with my mom because they had twins coming. And they said whichever one came out first would be named Jett.
Wow. Well, definitely interesting story when you think about a guy who's a twin. Twins are always a very interesting story. I mean, you get that, brotherly competitiveness that starts literally in the womb. And
Mhm.
it's just going to stick until the end, man. It's going to, continue to go. So whether it be like swimming or now football. But let's get to talking a little bit more about your journey to Sacramento State. I mean, coming out of Heritage High School, how was the recruiting going?
It was good. We had a lot of coaches come to the school, got pulled out of class, and come visit with coaches and stuff. That was fun. It was a great experience. We got recruited from Sac State by Coach Lewanson, who's not at Sac State anymore, but he was just a great character, and it totally drew us to want to seek out more information from Sac State. And then after we had our visits and everything like that, it was clear to us, especially since we both got offered there and we were ready to make our choice.
So was it always going to be Sacramento State then? And was that kind of like an easy decision or what?
It became easier as time went on. It wasn't always going to be Sac State. We took visits to other places, but as time went on, it just became more clear to us to go there, and we're very happy that we did.
Sure. So, what makes Sacramento State so special for you? Like, when you look at it from the perspective of that of a student.
As a student, it was I wanted to major in mechanical engineering. That was my big thing. It was either that or automotive engineering, but that's not a super popular major. And so it was a big deal for me when I would ask coaches, is it possible to do engineering and play football? And there were some schools that said that it's really unlikely and everything, but with Sac State, it was, yes, you can give it a try, and it's kind of going to be up to me. Like, can you handle it and all this stuff? And so that was a green flag. And that was really what made me happy as a student. And coming into football, I was able to do both of those things.
Nice. So you said mechanical engineering. Is that what you eventually got?
Yes, sir, it is.
So, I mean, obviously you've been there for quite some time. I mean, I'm assuming you've already got that as an undergrad, correct?
Yes.
So what you doing these days?
I just started a second degree in recreation, parks, and tourism administration.
Cool. Well, hey, get as many degrees as you can. I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a position where like you were given an extra year because of COVID, so why not, man? Take advantage of as many degrees that you possibly can. So
Yeah.
they're bound to help you somewhere down the line. I mean, what do you see yourself doing once football is done?
So I've always pictured myself either going into the automotive industry, design, or the construction industry. And honestly, I'd be super happy with both. My dad, he's in the construction industry. That's also what my brother wants to do. He started his degree in construction management, and now he's working on his MBA. And so we are both very into like hands work and stuff like that, construction. And we worked on our cars with our dad. He knows just about everything you can know about cars. And so that was just our love during our free time when we had it.
Cool. Well, let's shift gears, man. Let's talk a little bit more about football. I mean, obviously you're playing defensive line there for Sac State. So, if you were to describe your guys' defense, how would you put it?
We always like to say it's like guerrilla warfare, that we are the ones on the attack. And I absolutely love that motto. I love being the ones doing the blitzes, the pressures, and everything like that, attacking the offense, slants, and everything that we can do. It's a really fun defense, and I truly believe it's one of the best.
And so as an athlete who is currently about 6'4", 285, what does that mean for you, man? Where are you lining up? Like, how are you being used in that defense?
So I'll either line up in a 0, 1, or 3 tech, and we do a lot of slanting and a lot of stunts and games, and but we also really emphasize straight rush, and we have different things to do with the straight rush. And so that's what I do is I play inside D tackle and just do my job I can every play.
So, I mean, as a guy who hopefully wants to get an opportunity at the next level, what would you say separates you from some of the other players at your position? I mean, what is maybe one of your best attributes?
I would say that one of the things that I really emphasize is even though that I'm very tall, big, that I feel very good at getting leverage against O linemen and being able to get push, hold my gap, and being able to work off of it while still seeing in the backfield and having good vision.
And of course, hopefully with a name like Jett, pretty fast. That's what we're hoping for. I'm sorry I got to tease you, but that's
It's all right.
you're going to get that until like, forever, really. That's
Yeah, I'm
real.
okay with that.
As a guy that has been there for a while, I'm sure a lot of people look up to you as being a leader. When you think about your leadership role, how does that look, man? Can you give me a sense for your skills in that department?
Yeah, I'm very much a lead by example kind of guy. I'm not the most vocal and stuff like that. I'm not usually the one doing the what's it called, the before the game pump up speech. That's not really my wheelhouse, but I will definitely do my job and help anybody else that needs help on what they need to do. And I know that I will not be the guy that's gonna blow his job every play. So I just try and lead by example.
Cool. So Jed, obviously you've been at Sacramento State now going into your sixth season. So I'm sure a lot has changed since you first came in up until now. What would you say has been your biggest change, if you look at yourself now versus way back then?
It's 100% would be confidence. When I came in, I was nervous every day, and I felt like I had to work for everything that I had to get. And I'm sure that's true for many people across the country, but it was such a huge confidence boost as time has gone on, and I've gotten more comfortable. And I feel like that's really affected my play, and that I'm more confident in the decisions I make, and I can make quick decisions when I need to. And that would be my number one thing, is that I have much more confidence than when I came here.
Great. I mean, Sacramento State really came off of an excellent year. Let's just be real. I mean, you guys go out there, you only suffer one loss.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's the one loss that you guys hate, of course. But dude, it was a shootout. It was a shootout offensively against UIW, and you guys are in a position to go out there maybe one more time and do it again. I mean, hopefully run the table, lift the championship trophy. Talk about your outlook for this season, man, and like I know that there's some changeover and stuff, but I mean, how you guys are gonna get there one more time?
Well, most of our guys already know what it takes to get there, and I know that none of us have anything less than the national championship in mind. Now we're going to focus on each game one by one, but there's only one team that ends their season with a win, and we want to be that team. We don't want to, like you said, have that one loss that matters. We just want to win all the way until the national championship.
So, do you have perhaps one of those games that you've got circled on that calendar that you're ready for, or what?
They're all circled. Honestly, you can't look ahead too much in this industry, or else somebody's going to sneak up on you.
Okay, well, that's certainly fair. Do you have any personal goals this upcoming year, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I always just want to improve. I went into the offseason wanting to improve my stamina and pass rush, and I feel like I did those things, and it's time to prove it during the season.
I mean, other than that, I mean, was there anything else that you were doing in the off season? Like, were you training somewhere, or what?
No, I was still training here at Sac State, but one of the biggest things for me is academics and studying. And so I've been more researching into that, life after football, and getting ready for what's going to come with that. And it's a big deal for me with academics. Like I said, getting the engineering degree, and that was a big focus during summer, is I wanted to make sure I still have my wits about me on that end and just be ready for that.
Well, hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, getting yourself situated with academics. And then, of course, dude, we have one more year left of football for you. So we'll see how it all ends up. But um, before we, continue talking more, I do want to reflect on what's happened so far. Again, last season was great. You've had a good long career. What's been maybe perhaps like your best moment so far? I mean, when you think about maybe a specific game or even a specific play, can you walk me through like a moment or two?
Yeah, one that always comes to mind is my sack against Montana while we were there at Montana. That stadium's huge. It's just all the lights are on, and that was a big game for us. We really needed that game, and I remember it was the fourth quarter, and I remember the play and everything like that, and getting that sack to, and actually the play before they got me on a penalty, which obviously I didn't agree with, but I was able to get all those yards back on the next play. And, the announcers mentioned something like that, and it was just kind of a good moment for me. It made me smile.
Definitely redeemed yourself with that.
Yeah,
Cool. So that was this past season, correct?
that was in 21.
2021. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So dude, hopefully you'll have those moments once again this upcoming year. And we'll see what happens. I do want to take a moment to step off the football field, get to know this character outside of all that. So, anything else about yourself that you want to share, whether it be your hobbies, interests, you have any special talents, or anything like that? Can you share something about yourself?
Well, one of the biggest things is growing up is being an identical twin. I've mentioned that many times earlier, but that's just one of the biggest identity markers about me is that we've just grown up together and we do everything together, and that's kind of what I feel separates us from everything. And it really helps us to get better at certain tasks quickly because we're constantly competing with another person. But off the field, I would say my passions are, like I said, with my dad, working on cars. Cars have always been our passion, and as well as academics, getting the engineering degree. And I'm also a very avid video game player, total nerd. I do love to play video games with my brother, but those are the biggest things that we like to do off the field.
Of course, that's kind of natural, with
Yeah.
guys in your position. But um, pretty avid car guy. Do you have a dream car that you'd like to own one day?
Dream car would definitely be a Shelby Cobra. They don't even make them anymore, but it costs a pretty penny, but that would always be the dream car.
Of course. I mean, we'll see one day if you have enough money to drop on a Shelby Cobra.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's like the dream of all dreams. I've seen those things. They are like I mean, they're slick. I don't
Yeah.
know what else to say. So, cool. Just a couple other things, just to kind of have a session, like a quick question and answer, like a favorites and such. So,
Yeah.
favorite movie?
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious, of course. He's a car guy. Why not? Um,
Yeah.
TV show?
That one's just a little harder. Favorite TV show.
Maybe something you would say that I have to binge watch.
Um, the one that keeps coming to my mind is I really like The Resident. I watch it on Hulu. It's like a hospital show. I really do like that show.
Neat, neat. Favorite breakfast cereal?
I'm actually not a cereal guy. I
Oh,
totally do not like cereal.
well, that's definitely very unique.
Yeah,
What is your norm then if you're not eating that?
a bagel with butter.
Bagel with butter. All right, all right, all right,
Yeah.
all right. How about favorite snack food?
Um, Probably Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. All right.
Yeah.
Let's say, Jett, it is karaoke night and it's your turn to get up there and sing in front of people, and you will need to pick a song that you're very comfortable singing. What is that gonna be?
Oh man, there are not very many songs that I'd be comfortable singing. Gosh.
Well, give me your favorite like artist or something, and we'll just kind
Uh,
of go from
the
there.
one that came to mind I have to sing, I think Imagine Dragons, something from them, I think would be the one that I would remember the most.
Okay, that's cool. Again, a kid from Brentwood, California. What's so special about your hometown? Can you tell me a little bit about your hometown?
It's kind of like a hybrid between small town, big city, and you kind of got the best of both worlds. That we grew up on a court, and at the time there really wasn't much traffic and everything like that, and we were outside all the time. And then when we got older in high school, it was really cool when we would go to the local gym and we had people come up to us. It's like, are you guys Heritage? You guys the Stanley twins? And so it was really neat and it was a great experience. And so having that kind of hybrid was one of the best parts about being there.
And then growing up in that area, who are you a big fan of? I mean, were you a Niners fan or what?
Nope. My dad grew up in Texas, so we are diehard Cowboys fans.
Oh man, that's I don't know I don't know what to say with that one, but okay. Well, I mean, certainly one day here soon, hopefully you'll get a chance to play for them or perhaps some other team. And I mean, you're gonna go out there one more season to prove that you belong. I mean, I know that there's going to be some scouts out there watching you. So let's go ahead and wrap up things, man. Tell the guys out there why you would make a great addition to their team. So hit them with your pitch.
I feel like I'd be a great addition to any team just because you know what you're getting when you get me. I will do my job every day. I will work every single day. And I don't have any real outside distractions or anything like that. I'm totally locked in on what needs to be done. And if I'm very responsible in that way, if something needs to be done, I'll get it done. I won't be late or anything like that. And I will just absolutely outperform the next guy 100%. And I'll give it my all every day.
I mean, definitely a very mature leader who knows what it takes to win. And I do feel like, again, with a guy at your size, you're going to make a great three tech at the next level. And people just kind of need to look at you as that and hopefully give you the opportunity at the next level, which someone's gonna. It's just a matter of like who's going to fall in love with you, whether it be the Cowboys or some other team. So, Jett, do wish you best of luck this season and beyond. All right, sir.
Right, thank you very much.
No problem. Again, Jett Stanley, defensive lineman, Sacramento State. Check this guy out.